Good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe! Hello and welcome today. Today I'm joined by Nekonotaishou. So check out her site here at Nekonotaishou at deviantart.com. I've had her 2 times before, eh? Just the twice, eh? Yeah, there. Hey, Nico.
Sorry, what? You're cutting a little bit again.
Oh yeah, I was cutting a little bit. Well, yeah, I'm joined by Nekonotaishou here. And obviously, there's always some sort of problem sometimes with the speaking and things. I'm always learning and trying to fix these issues. I think it's one thing that I do learn in doing these streams, you know, because you're from Mexico, eh?
Yep.
Mexico, and you can find out more about her on her DeviantArt or other websites that she has. She has her own website as well. So yeah, you can go check out her work. She's been on stream before, so you can go check out those videos to kind of find out about a bit more about her if you like. Yeah, today is part 2 of my character design that I'm painting here. So yeah, I thought we could talk a little bit about character design and things like that. And yeah, you seem to do a lot of animals. You do a bit of characters
animals,
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, animals and specific animal characters, that's my comfort zone, so, you know.
Yeah, like this kind of character that I've got going on is like anamorphic per se. You know, it's human with, you know, animal features. And yeah, there's two ways to do animal creatures. There's, you know, giving animals a human-like feel. You know, they could be standing or talking or doing something that animals don't usually do and looking interesting. Or you can do, you know, humans that have animal-like features. I don't know the name of the first one, but this one's anamorphic, I feel. And then there's obviously somewhere in between, I think. Yeah, so you've been on before, so I was wondering if you've done anything interesting in the last few months since you've been on.
I went to Alaska.
Oh, awesome! Yeah.
Yeah, my mom had planned a trip for her birthday, and me, my sister, my aunt, my dad got to go to Alaska for a while. That was fun.
Awesome. Was it cold or warm?
It was not too warm, not too cold. We were not so far north that it was super cold, but certainly chillier, even though it was like late summer. So.
Awesome. Interesting. I haven't been to many places. You know, I've only been to places around New Zealand. I'd like one day to go overseas or something. That'd be cool. Like to, yeah, see what's out there. Just see, you know, I like wildlife, so I would like to see maybe different kind of wildlife. To actually, you know, it's different to see these animals on the internet, you know, that like really cool creatures and animals on the internet. But it's different to actually go see them, like either in a zoo or actually like somewhere in the wild if you're lucky. Which is cool, and you can, you know, when I used to go with my family to the zoos and stuff, you know, I always pack my bag with something, you know, food, drawing books, whatever, and yeah, I end up, you know, when I was a bit older, because when I was younger, I was just kind of enjoying being at the zoo and things. But when I was a little bit older, like 12, 13 or something, I started bringing sketchbooks with me everywhere, you know. I really like to draw all the
Yeah,
time,
totally.
and I bring them to the zoo like with our family, so I would just drift off somewhere to go look at some birds or something while all the other family are doing something else. I would just sit there drawing the bird for like 5-10 minutes or something. Um, yeah, and
That's always fun, honestly.
yeah, it's a lot of fun, um, which is cool, and I think at that time obviously. I wasn't that confident in drawing, I was just trying to draw what I see. Um, but I think it was a very helpful thing to do. I mean, I used to live like down the road from like a herd of sheep or something.
Oh,
So
that's fun.
herd of sheep, I think they had horses. Um, so it was like, oh, I could go down the road. Um, on a nice sunny day, go down the road, and here's me, like, people passing me and everything on the side of the road, cars and all, looking at me, drawing these sheep on the paddock. um, so yeah, it's interesting to do that kind of stuff, which is really cool. Um,
Yeah, I'm of the mind that live drawings kind of something you should do at least a little bit.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
animals are terrible models of it. They never stop moving.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was like, oh, I just started drawing it, and I was like, oh no, it's moved. What do I do now? you know?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
it gets frustrating. Um, but yeah, if you know the anatomy, it can help. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah. So yeah, I lived in many different places. I've moved around a little bit here and there. So my life is kind of changing every now and again. It's either changing in my work life or um, study life. I've done 5 years of study, and then now I'm more working most of the time, and then doing my own the stuff, my YouTube. Um, at the moment I'm creating my own kids book.
That's
What's
awesome.
Yeah,
Congrats.
thanks. Yeah, I'm just going for it. Um, it's my second kids book. It's the first one I've created. It's quite thick and big. And it's a higher audience as well. It's more for like 6 to 8 year olds or something. Um, it it's it's still just been it's made, but I'd like to get it launched one day, kind of a thing. Um, but yeah,
That
saying
sounds really awesome. That
yeah,
sounds awesome.
thank you. Yeah,
Just having a publication to your name. That's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. I would like to get it published one day. I mean, I've done a book cover for a client before, which was really awesome. Um, but yeah, my life changes. But I always look at positives and negatives to where I am at each stage. Like for instance, that course, a positive for that would be that I get to get to create and draw and design 24/7 pretty much. With our courses, you usually get a living allowance or something that helps you, pay for rent or even anything. You don't have to work if you don't want to. I mean, there's people in those sort of situations that are studying that do have to work to pay the rent sometimes. But yeah, you can just study, just focus on say, which is a real positive. So yeah, with that I got like 4 or 5 years of pretty much mainly focused on illustration. The negative was that it was design courses, so that means that I did have to do a lot of design stuff, and it did include a lot of stuff that I didn't like doing, like we had to write um, essays and things, and yeah. So it's interesting, just I look at positives and negatives, and it's just great to look at, because when your life changes, you can then adapt to those positives and negatives, and just think about um, maybe like scheduling how you do things, and how to fit time into doing what you love. Like because I had a lot of time doing designs, I didn't get every day. I didn't draw, so what I did is in the morning I'll do a daily drawing for 5 minutes, and that way it gave me the confidence to know that I was drawing every day. I had proof that I could draw every day, regardless of what my schedule was like, what I was working on, and things like that. So I was gonna ask you what maybe are some positive and negatives of where you are at the moment, whether it's where you live or your situation.
Well, the positive is I still live with my parents, so the positive is that I don't have any rent. The negative being that, well, I still live with my parents, so.
Fair enough.
But I live in San Francisco.
Yep.
So I mean, like, me finding an apartment on my own here that I can afford is impossible. It's ridiculously expensive here, so especially on an artist wage, that's not happening.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. I mean, that's pretty good, you don't have to pay rent. Which, yeah, that gives you, the freedom to do your art without worrying too much how much you're earning, kind of a thing. Um, I definitely lived with my parents for quite a while, and I did not I try to find myself jobs, kind of a thing, but no one was really hiring me. So that gave me a lot of time just to try and focus really on trying to build up my illustration, and yeah, trying to get money from that, which is not easy. It still isn't. Um, it's definitely a very hard industry to get into. Um, but it's not impossible. I have had a few successful jobs, and it's been good. I mean, I do it because I love it. I do it all the time because I love it. Um, so I'm not too worried
Yeah,
about it. Yeah. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
yeah, that's the thing about choosing to do art. It's definitely hard,
Mm.
and I'd be lying if there weren't moments when I was like, oh, I should have picked another career. But then I'm like, you know what? No, everything else would be work.
Yeah, yeah.
Would be so much more pleasant than this. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I could get a stable job, or I could, fight and struggle, but have a really, really fun job.
Mm. That's the thing. I mean, no one's gonna hand you a platter and be like, here's what you love to do, and you're getting paid for it. You have to work for it. Um,
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, I have to work to pay the rent at the moment, but the thing with that is that, when I come home, I don't have to worry about, at points, I don't have to worry about paying the rent, obviously. I can just focus on doing some illustration, doing this, um, and just building up what I've got. And that means, if I'm at some point in the next few years, I start getting, quite a bit of money from my art or something, then I can be like, nah, I'm quitting my job and, making this my full career, kind of a thing. I will, that positive of, eventually, this isn't for the rest of my life. The positive will be that, eventually I can say, no, I don't want to do this job anymore. I get to do what I really want to do. Yeah, so I use social media quite a bit, and I feel that, people you can use it quite well, and some people can just kind of, it's there and they use it and share it. I mean, some people don't care about it, they just kind of create, not worry about sharing, and you know, and
Yeah, social media, it's important though. I mean, especially now, it's kind of a really good way. It can be a really good way to get noticed. Certainly,
Hmm.
the amount of jobs that I've gotten through my DeviantArt, at least job offers through my DeviantArt, is kind of insane.
Yeah.
I have my professional website, my professional animation Twitter, and I get my jobs through my DeviantArt, which is specifically the art that I don't want professionals to see, and yet.
Yeah, fair enough. It definitely works different for everyone. Um, I mean, yeah, it's something that you just learn over time. It's not like someone can teach you. I mean, someone can teach you, how to use Facebook, how to make a post, how to talk to people, how to blah blah, but it's not like they can't teach you how to, get 100 views or things. I mean, I feel like it's something not to worry about. Just kind of share what you have, and just be positive about getting. If you get 50 views on something, just be positive you've got 50 views or a comment and I use it as not just a way to share what I do, but also just to share other artist work as well. Like I really enjoy talking to artists like you on my YouTube channel, and yeah, I just enjoy kind of finding other artists, seeing what they do, and hearing their stories is really awesome. It's helpful for me. It's a tool that I think um, artists should use. But yeah, there was someone recently I heard talking about it, and I think they were talking a bit about like, well, if you're always on social media, you're not going to get anything done, kind of a thing. Um, so yeah, it's about finding that balance too. You're not getting so caught up in the social media world that you're not doing anything. Um,
That's tough to do, though. Honestly, that's tough to do sometimes.
yeah, I mean, I try different things. Like I've tried websites that some people haven't even heard of. There's one site called Naomi, which was alright actually. It was like you kind of just post your stuff, people view it. At some point, they actually paid for your views. You get like you get a cent for every 100 views or something like that. I can't remember how many actual views it was, but you actually get revenue, and I earned $10 from that, and I was like, oh sweet, and then they got rid of it, and I was like, oh.
Oh no! I was about to ask, where can I find that? Because that sounded pretty sweet, but no, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, there is ways that you can get paid from that kind of thing if you've got enough views. Like I use Blogger. Yeah, if you get enough views on that, you can actually earn a little bit of cash from that, which is nice. I don't exactly yet, but maybe one day if people enjoy it enough, kind of a thing. Um, but yeah, that's just for me. That's just an
Yeah.
extra bonus in kind of doing some of the social media stuff. It's just an extra bonus kind of a thing sometimes. Um, I feel people get too caught up in being like, oh, I want to make a living on doing YouTube videos, kind of a thing. Or, I want to just sit on the computer and on Facebook and try to earn money that way or something, People get a little bit too caught up in trying to play the whole social game sometimes.
Yeah, I'm sure that there are ways to like monetize this, but either it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of obsession, so to say, or something. Props to the people that can manage it, but it's difficult and specific way to do it.
Yeah. Well, I actually went to an online conference kind of a thing, and one of the ladies said basically there's two type of business owners, and I think this goes for art as well. One is someone that can advertise well, but they've got a crappy product. The second one is someone that's got a great product, but they advertise pretty badly, so no one hears about it or no one takes notice of it. And yeah, it's the same. I feel it can be the same for art. There's people out there that, are really, really good, but it just finding it hard to kind of share their art enough or get it out there enough.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Some people are just, I think, afraid to share it.
yeah, there's that too. But I mean, you can't really do anything about it. So, you just kind of work on your skills, work on what you do.
Yeah.
Um, do you think about or know about any like finances, business, or things like that?
Do I know about business? I know more or less, the concepts and ideas. My parents are both like bankers or economists, so they talk about business a lot. Doesn't mean I know too much about it, but I know the basic ideas of just how some of it works.
Interesting. Yeah, I think knowing a little, if your goal is to become a freelancer or something, I think definitely knowing a little bit about business, about kind of selling yourself, kind of a thing, is very helpful. I definitely I in my course there was business, which we had to make our own fake business and look at how it would cost to run this business and all the finances, what your goals would be, how much you think you are looking to earn, and kind of a thing, and
Yeah.
how you would.
My school had that exact same thing as well, so.
Yeah, it was quite good. I decided I would love to make it one day as a like a shop where I'll be selling my prints and some art stuff. Maybe I might sell anything kind of art shop related. Maybe I might go into pencils and all sorts of stuff. But definitely the big focus would be on selling my prints and things. But at the back, you'd have a place where people can come in and do workshops with you, and the main focus was the workshop behind the counter, kind of once a week kind of a thing. People would come in and just do workshops, and that would involve taking people either fresh out of high school or something, just wanting to give art a go, to professional artists in the where I was, which was Wanganui kind of a thing, which is actually quite a Wanganui in New Zealand is actually quite a artsy fartsy kind of a town,
Cool.
which is interesting.
That's a good idea. I like the idea of your little art shop.
Definitely, it is a great idea. But yeah, it's definitely would come with risks as well. It might work, it might not. Kind of a thing. I mean, one day I would like to make a shop like that. Get into my own kind of a business kind of a thing one day, but there's all these ideas that you'd like to do, that people would like to do, that sometimes they don't do, or it's just there are too many risks involved.
Yeah, well, every business has risks. You gotta choose which ones you want to run.
I mean, the book I'm making at the moment, I mean, that's until I actually until I actually, get it printed, because I'll probably just print it myself, and um, yeah, I'll see if anyone wants to actually publish it, but then I'll just kind of share it. I might, see if any friends and things that I know have kids might want the book, kind of a thing. And yeah, kind of see if anyone would want a copy of the book, kind of a thing. But until, I actually pay for those books, there's no risk involved. It's just me creating the book that I want to make. So yeah, if you want to do freelancing, or if you want to do kind of more, selling prints and things, that comes with a risk. Obviously, I've got heaps of prints here that a lot of people, some people have bought some, but I do have heaps of prints in the cupboard that, I'm looking at selling. So that's a bit of a risk, but it can pay out.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, the main thing at the moment is that I'm putting in time and effort into building more skills. And later on, I'm thinking about doing Armageddon again next year. It's right there. It's like, that's going to cost a bit of money for me to go there, for me to just pay for like my room and the event and all that stuff. So I'm weighing up whether to go or not. But I'm definitely thinking about giving it another shot, because I did it 1 year. It was awesome. It was a great event. I met so many cool artists. One that I met was Tara McPherson. And yeah, she was awesome. I loved her work. Yeah. So enough about risks. So for this piece here, I did a lot of like textures. There was a bit of textures going on here, and you'll notice after that, like next week sometime, I'm doing a studies for this, where I decided that, I don't think my textures are there yet. I feel like they can still be developed, so that's why I went on further and did some texture studies. I still even think with those texture studies I could do it again and again and again and improve on the textures. But I did this piece until I felt I was happy with it, and I was like, oh yeah, it looks finished enough to portray what I'm trying to do here. And yeah, sometimes, I don't know, I get this kind of feeling that it's finished. But there's always something you can improve in a piece.
Yeah. Nothing's ever really finished. You just get bored of working on it.
Yeah, but then you don't want to be like, oh, I'm bored of doing this, and then stop it, and then like you still could potentially improve it a bit better, kind of a thing. So how do you know? Well, how do you know when a piece is finished or successful?
Usually it's because I look at it and I'm like, yeah, there's nothing more I could really do to this, or that I feel like doing. It's either at more or less kind of what I wanted to do, and equal parts, yeah, no, this is about as much as I'm willing. This is about all the time I'm willing to spend on this piece. It's a mix of this is good enough, and I want to go start something else type thing.
Yeah.
Usually, sometimes it's just there are still tiny mistakes, but I'm really tired of looking at this.
Right.
It depends on the piece,
Fair enough. Do you ever maybe come back to it, like if you're sick of it one day and you think it's finished, but then you go, would you go back to it and try and be like, oh yeah, actually, you know.
Depends on how attached I am to the piece. If it's like,
Mm.
and what it's for, if it's just like a small doodle or a study or, not for anything in particular, no. But if it's something that I spent a lot of time on, it's either a commission or just a personal piece for a prompt that I really resonates, or just in a piece that's just a bit more important than anything else, then I probably will, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with this pace, whoops. It was funny. With this pace, I think I did spend like, so I finished it one night and then I was like, oh, I'll do something else. So I did something else for the morning, and then in that afternoon, the next day, I decided, I'll see if there's anything else to fix, And yeah, I had a few things that I did fix in the end on it, which, yeah, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, obviously. There's some pieces that I'm like, oh, I'm over with, because it might be a traditional drawing, and sometimes a pencil drawing might take me 30 hours or something. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
over
yeah.
it. Yeah, I was good at course when, I was doing, so we were drawing, decorations, Christmas decorations, and I was totally over it, like really, really over it. And I would go to the tutor, and she would be like, "It's not finished. You'd have to go back and do this, change this. This needs a bit more white. That needs a bit more color here." And I would get frustrated, but eventually, I learned the whole process of that. You might get tired of something. Like I, at points in some of my illustrations, I'm like, I'm over this. Um, Sometimes you, to get it to the best point you can, or the most successful you can, you have to push through it. You might have to, take a break or go out for a walk or do something else, do another project, and come back to it. Um, but I feel like if you give up on it just because you're tired of it, kind of a thing, it can give it can lack in something, kind of a thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm personally more of the mind that sometimes if it's just really, really, really failing, and no matter what I try, it's not working, scrap it and go over.
Yeah. There's definitely that too. I mean, there'll be a lot of things that, I'm not ready to draw. Like, I'm not confident enough to draw a human figure, full, realistically. I'm not that confident in doing realistic humans, and there's always going to be that. But maybe one day in the next 5-10 years, I might be able to give it a good go and be able to actually draw a human really realistically. But definitely at this time of stage, drawing realistic humans is not really my strength. And it's just something I accept. I'm definitely always, I'm always trying to learn how to draw humans. I'm always learning how to draw textures and stuff. I'm still figuring it out, kind of a thing, but it's definitely not my strength.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and
People are just really difficult to draw.
yeah, they are. But I feel like with this anamorphic like character that I've done here, I've definitely like improved from where I was maybe 2-3 years ago or something. Which is one reason why I decided to do it now. I've been wanting to draw this character for the last 10 years or so.
Wow.
So it's been like, oh, now that I've got the skills to actually draw something like this, I'm like, sweet, I'll give it a go. And I mean, there are a bit of things in this painting illustration that I do feel like I could feel like improving it a bit further, or I could maybe in a year or so give it a repaint. But I mean, the purpose for this painting was to flesh out the character, make it seem like him, and everything. And maybe I could draw him in different poses and everything like that. So it's something that I'll be drawing over and over again. It's not like a painting that I've done once and I'll never have to draw it or touch it again.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Whew. Have you done many drawings or something for either friends or someone, just for free or just for fun?
Have I done lots of drawings for friends or for fun?
Yeah, mainly
Well,
yeah, for friends, yeah.
well, most of the drawings that I do are for fun.
Well, yeah.
So just because that's kind of what motivates
Oh,
me
I
to
meant
draw first for myself.
yeah, for friends, basically, for free or
For
kind of a thing.
friends, for friends. Depends,
Family.
on like if it's a friend's birthday, if it's a friend that I really care about, if it's their birthday, then yeah, sure, I'll do a drawing for them. Unfortunately, I have more friends that I would like to give drawings to than time and effort that I can actually spend.
Yep, I know. It's a
But
hard
every
thing.
now and then, it's like, you know what? Yeah, it's time to do it. It's just even if it's just a small doodle for a friend. So yeah, I do that a lot actually. I used to do it a whole lot more when I was in high school and I didn't have life
Yeah,
to
definitely.
worry about. But not as much as I should these days.
Oh, well, I mean, we don't for me, I don't exactly get a lot of time to do that kind of thing, to just do a drawing for someone, for fun kind of a thing, because I'm busy working on kind of these videos for my YouTube, or something to progress me further on in my career kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard to find
Yeah,
time just to
Yeah, you gotta pick what you want to devote your time to.
But I've
You're
definitely
not gonna do it
done,
all.
yeah, I've definitely done quite a few drawings and paintings for people, just for the hell of it. Just been like, one of my friend's dogs passed away like a couple years back, and I decided to do a drawing of their dog.
Oh,
And
that's nice.
yeah, things like that, like birthdays. I've drawn a painting for a few people for their birthdays. Just some interesting ways I could use my skills to kind of do it. And yeah, I was just doing it out of love for them, or love for someone, which is really awesome to do. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. What are you gonna
No,
say?
go ahead, go ahead.
No, you gotta say it first.
No, I was just gonna agree with you, really.
Okay. It's definitely like it's different working on something for someone you love, or just as a present or something, than it is to work for a client, kind of thing. It's
So there, I think you cut off a bit there.
cut off. I was saying it is different to work it feels different doing a piece for someone you love than it is for like a client or commission.
Yeah, that's very true. And the difference with the client is that they might want edits, and you have to do that person. When it's a gift, it's like it's all in your control. You know, you can stop, you can go as far as you want with that. You can do the decisions are yours when it's a gift because it's a gift. You know.
Or, you know, some commissions you are less passionate about, like, you know, kind of a thing. Or you don't love it as much. Because this character is very personal to me. So yeah, it's definitely something I love to do. I definitely was into a lot of trying to draw people fighting with swords and stuff. These days I'm more into animals. I really love animals. Yeah, that kind of fantasy kind of thing. Yeah. Do you have many plans for the next few months, or to the end of this year?
I'm not at the end of this. I'm not sure about the end of this year, but next month I'm about to start working on an independent short film with a studio down in LA. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work. I'm anticipating not having much time for myself.
Yeah, a lot of time doing that kind of thing. You know, someone else's project, taking away from you doing your own work, like what you see here. Well, some of these are commissions, aren't they? Like, I really like this marshmallow golfer that you've got here. It's really awesome. I've seen some.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was yeah. I would not have been able to come up with that idea on my own. That was, I think, for printed on a T-shirt for someone's coworker.
Oh, awesome! Yeah. It's interesting getting ideas from other people. I've definitely, like, at course where I would just sometimes, if I had no time, I'd just chat with people, and then they come up with these like weird ideas, and I'll just be like, create it and show them, and they just crack up at it. It's yeah. That's been Nekonotaishou today. Thanks for coming in. It was.
Thanks very much for having me here.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I enjoy having you in. It's awesome. Yeah, and this is her work here. She has a lot of animals. Yeah, and so do I. I was going to say something, but I don't remember what I was going to say now. But yeah, she does a lot of animals. I do a lot of animals, which is really awesome. So I like to see artists like this. You know, you can check out her website, but you know, she also has. You have a Patreon as well, I see.
Yeah, my Patreon a little underdeveloped. It's not too much there.
Yeah. But yeah, awesome. Yeah, everyone keep up the good work, you know. Thanks for checking out this YouTube video. I really do appreciate it. And we should have them every weekend from now on. I do appreciate anyone that does watch this on Twitch, or if you watch this on YouTube afterwards. I really appreciate it. Hit the like, share, subscribe buttons. Check out these amazing artists that I do have in. Some of them give amazing tips, which is awesome. Anything you'd like to add on what we talked about today?
It's a good talk. Looking forward to seeing more videos from you.
More what? Reviews? More videos? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad to see people actually enjoying them, which is really awesome. Yeah. Thank you. Have a good one. Goodbye.
You too.